This is how it's done, if you want to know. You come at the gray hour before dawn, when even witches sleep. You lay the salt first across every threshold, so nothing can be called. You burn rowan at the windows, so nothing can fly. And then you go room to room, quiet as arithmetic, and you end a bloodline the way you'd put out candles. One, and then the next, and then the last. And you feel nothing, because they told you these are not people. They're a plague that wears a person's face. That is how the man who is telling you this story remembers that morning. I remember it differently. I remember it was my family. My name is Isolde. I am the last witch of the Ashvale line. You'd know us by the hair, the pale violet. None of the ordinary born ever have, the mark the iron order hunts us by. I say last. I did not used to be last. I had a mother and 2 aunts and a grandmother older than the standing stones, and a home that smelled of drying thyme and wood smoke. And one gray morning, the order sent a man to make all of that a shoes to us. I have to tell you about him because he is the whole rest of the story. God help me. Silas, a hunter of the iron order, cold iron brand on his arm so no witch can bewitch him, gray eyes like a knife left out in the rain. He came through our salt as if it were nothing, because someone had taught him exactly how. He was very good at his work. By the time he reached the last room, there was only my mother and me. And here is the thing I did not understand, the thing I have spent every day since trying to understand. My mother was the most powerful witch on the moor, and she did not fight him. She had time. One spell, one curse, one scream that could have stopped his heart in his chest. And she did not spend it on saving herself, and she did not spend it on saving me. She looked at the man who had just murdered her mother and her sisters, this iron-branded killer with my death in his hands. And she smiled. She said, "There you are, right on time," as if she'd been waiting for him. And she reached out, not to curse him. And she pressed her bloody palm flat against his branded arm, and she spoke 7 words in the old tongue that I did not know then and know far too well now. And something passed between them, a thread of light the color of a bruise, sinking into him, into me, tying a knot in the world that should not be possible to tie. And then my mother, her work done, let herself die, smiling. I have never hated anyone the way I hated her in that moment for smiling. And the hunter stood over me, the last one, his blade already moving to finish the job, cold and efficient and almost done. I did not run. Where does the last of anything run to? I lifted my chin, the way my grandmother taught me, and I waited for the knife. And the knife stopped, an inch from my throat. It stopped and it shook, and the man holding it made a sound I did not expect. Not rage, not mercy. Terror. He stared at his own hand as though it belonged to a stranger, as though it had betrayed him. He tried to finish me, and his own arm would not obey. And through the new, sick, humming thread that my mother had sunk into both of us, I felt what he felt. He could not kill me. He could not let me die. He was bound to keep me breathing, and he had no idea why, and he looked at me with pure horror and whispered the first words he ever said to me. "Oh, what did she do to me? Oh, what did she do?" Part 2, tomorrow.